Hi, I'm Chantelle O'Donohoe. I'm your Miss Charity Australia 2019, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hi everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Chantelle O'Donohoe, who is Miss Charity Australia 2019. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Well done.
I've had a lot of interviews lately, and I'm just like, hang on, remind me what your title is again. So Chantelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. And we are here in Bicentennial Park, in Sydney Olympic Park, which was the site of the Olympic Games. I'm currently being blinded because I can't see anything. And we have lovely ducks and geese, and Chantelle said there's a red-eyed ventriloquist duck here somewhere that's probably going to attack her at some point and take her crown. But Chantelle, how have you been?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm busy.
Tell us
Very busy.
what a day in your life looks like. What's a typical week for you look like? Because you
typical
seem
week?
to be always doing something.
I'm always doing something. So a typical week for me would be I work full-time. For a non-profit Indigenous company promoting Indigenous excellence. Mm-hmm. And I'm also a mum, and I like to spend pretty much all of my free time doing volunteering with different Australian charities and letting the community know about what their messages are and what they provide to society, so that they have a choice on where they can donate or where they want to volunteer their time.
Okay, so pop quiz, how many charities or non-profits have you worked with so far?
So last year I worked with 19. Okay. This year I'm working with 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I just keep getting messages, which is really exciting though. So I mean, getting messages is a good thing. Why do they approach you so much? So what makes you a good ambassador for them? I mean, you're out there a lot, obviously, but they must resonate with you because they don't ask everyone. I think it's just because it's what I do, and I'm really passionate about giving back to the community, and because I'm not financially able to give so much myself, I enjoy giving my time and encouraging others to do the same. So I think it's just, more the message that I'm trying to get across.
And do you know where this whole drive to give back started from? Because not everyone has it.
I think that everybody goes through a lot in their life, I suppose, and just like everyone else, I've been through a lot, and through my experiences, I've seen firsthand how much these charities can give back to communities and to families, and so it's just kind of become a passion of mine. Yeah. And
how do you go about choosing which charities to align yourself with?
Because so hard.
Exactly, I mean, there are so many.
There is.
Are there any criteria that you go through to say, okay, I want to work with this one, but maybe not this one at this moment?
So usually I kind of have a primary focus on children's healthcare mostly. I do think it's really important that we give back and give them the best opportunity that they can have while they're dealing with their hardships and whatnot. But I do like to work with everyone. So I have worked with White Ribbon, which was amazing because I'm a strong believer in, eliminating domestic violence. So that was a really big one for me. And I work with the Heart Foundation regularly because that's something that's close to me as well. So I kind of work with all different causes because everybody has a different cause that they personally resonate with. And so I just want to give everybody the opportunity to find the one that works for them.
Let's go into the pageantry for a second, because it's a giant sparkling thing. It's hard to ignore. It's catching the light really well as well. So tell me about your pageantry journey. Where did it start and why did it start?
Okay, so it kind of started because I used to do bikini competitions when I was a bit younger, and I got into a relationship which ended up a domestically violent relationship. And when I left that, I wanted to get back into competitions and things, try find who I was again. And unfortunately, bikini competitions isn't really me. I'm more of a charitable person, so that's how I found charities. And through that, someone recommended that I do pageants because that's where these kind of skills get built. So I entered the Miss Diamond pageant initially.
When was that?
That was last year in April.
Right.
And I did not do very well. In fact, I'm pretty sure I was one of the only people to take home nothing.
Why did you
okay.
not do well? Is it because you didn't really know what it was about, or you were nervous?
No,
or?
I just had no confidence at the time.
Right.
Like I was still trying to find myself and figure out,
Sure.
what I wanted and who I am. So didn't do so well in that one. Slowly kind of took a look at myself and decided that it is something that I wanted to do and that I had a good message to give to people, and I was really passionate about making sure that I got a bigger voice somehow.
Sure.
So entered a Miss Continence after that, and then entered Miss Charity, and here I am promoting the exact message that I wanted to.
So you've only competed in 3 pageants?
Yes.
So you said initially you were looking for your voice.
Yes.
You've competed in 3 pageants, so here we are. I mean, obviously I don't know if you think you've found your voice, but you obviously found more of it than you had before.
I've definitely gained a lot of confidence in myself, and even talking now, like I get so nervous. I have really bad anxiety socially, but
So the birds aren't helping?
I think just
at any moment they can swoop in
public
and
is not helping right now.
Well, thankfully, you guys didn't see before, but there's already been 2 or 3 photos taken. So yeah, there's no one here at the moment. But so, how did you find your voice? Was it through the pageantry? Was it through the charity? It's a combination of the two.
I think it was a combination of the two, and also. When you're doing pageants, you're kind of forced to take a look at yourself and answer some questions that you may not have ever thought of before, about yourself. And so I didn't realize how passionate I was about things and how much drive I had, and I just didn't realize how much I wanted to have a voice back then. So I think the more confident that I got in what I wanted to do, the easier it was to come out and do it.
And you said pageantry forces you to ask yourself some tough questions, or some questions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that some of them probably are pretty tough. And I've been asking this recently, what has been the toughest lesson that you've learned through pageantry or through your charitable work so far?
The toughest lesson I've probably learned is not giving up on myself. That's something that I probably did for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
I didn't trust my own decisions, and now I do, and things are just booming for me, and I'm really happy, and I guess I owe a lot of that to pageantry and finding myself through it. Yeah.
What other skills have you learned through pageantry? So you've done bikini comps, so obviously that part, the walking, you probably had a leg up on most other people, but what are some of the other skills you felt like you had to learn? I mean, talking
so when
obviously
I was quite, well, when I was quite young, I used to be pretty good, like almost phenomenal at public speaking and debating.
You keep saying when you were young. I mean, she's telling me she's old because she's turning 30, so she's 20. You're not old, but keep going.
Well, this is like over a decade ago. So yeah, I used to be really good at it, and when I was in that relationship, I just lost so much confidence. I didn't even know how to speak to my own friends. So yeah, I guess that's probably the biggest, toughest thing that I have faced, and now I come out and I'm like, hey, I'm here to give you a message, and I don't really care if you want to listen or not, I'm going to give it to you anyway. So yeah.
This is slightly unrelated, but related to what you said. I published a book on mental health for women, and I think 2 or 3 of those women went through really bad cases of domestic violence. And talking to them, I felt I learned a lot about how difficult it is to leave those sorts of relationships.
Yeah.
If there is someone watching this who's in a similar position to where you were, is there any advice that you could give them?
Only to have faith in yourself and trust your decision, and don't be afraid to move forward, because that's something that really they get in your head and you don't realize how much you're holding yourself back. So I think that's probably the message that I would give to them. Just trust yourself, trust your decision, and just get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You all deserve better. We all deserve better.
I found a lot of intelligent women are very intelligent, except when it comes sometimes to their relationships.
Yes.
I don't know if there's an inverse, like the smarter you are, the dumber you are in relationships. Or maybe not dumber, but the worse choices you make. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that statement.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day.
What's that?
Bizarre.
Yeah, so for example, one of the women that I interviewed said that the toughest part was not leaving, but the hardest part was that she still loved him, even afterwards.
Yeah, and it is hard. You've got to cut yourself off. But I think, so the hardest part for me was reminding myself that I deserved better. And that's why I think that's such a strong message for me to get to other people, that they deserve better and to trust in themselves, because they get in your head and you don't think that you deserve better, and you get stuck there in this mentality that that's all you have.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the toughest part. It's not so much that you love them because it's hurting you.
Yeah.
It's more that you get so used to the pattern of them being there and relying on them for everything because that's what they force you into.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely agree that happens, but you just got to be strong in yourself, and everyone will get there. I trust that they will.
It's a very tough place to be.
It is, and it's a scary place to be.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's White Ribbon.
Yes.
That's one of the charities you work with. So, how many did you say you're working with at the moment?
27 this year.
27.
So far.
So how do you support so many? I mean, that's a lot. So what do you do? I mean, I assume that you take some photos and you tag them, but I know you do some events as well. So give us an insight into the different things you do to support all the different charities.
Yeah, so some charities want me to come and meet the team and just get their message out there. So I might just go take photos or visit their head office or whatever. Whereas some of the other charities, which I'm really fortunate to get more involved in, really let me kind of come out and be a part of their events, and that's where I get to volunteer and meet the people. And now I'm going to be working in the Starlight Express room, so I'm really excited. I'm actually going to be with the kids and giving back myself. So it kind of ranges to all different things. I do so many charity fun runs, it's absolutely crazy. I wish I could show you. I should send you my calendar because it's absolutely ridiculous. Like
I'm curious as to see. I mean, is there a week that goes by where you don't have something? No. Well, what's the most? I
tried to make one, but it just fills up with stuff.
So, what's the most number of events or things that you've done in a week?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm almost scared to ask.
I'm not even sure, because sometimes I just go back to events. Like, I know this Anzac Day, I have 4 events on Anzac Day.
Jeez.
Yeah. One of them's a football game. I'm going to help doing, handing out the rosemary in the morning to all the Anzacs, which I am actually really excited but super emotional about. So, that's going to be interesting, meeting all the Anzacs and handing them that sign of respect. And then I'm going to go and set up for their legacy stand, who gives back a lot of time and money to the Anzacs. Then I'll go and help with the actual march, and then I'll go to the football game and fundraise there. So I do all kind of different things, and some days are really full, and some days I might just be at one event for a couple of hours.
When do you sleep?
For a couple of hours in between things.
This is like a legitimate question, because you have a daughter and a partner as well. So how do you fit everything in?
I think I'm lucky to have a lot of support.
Yeah.
So, if I can't pick up my daughter because I'm busy doing other things, that's usually taken care of. So I'm quite lucky in that aspect. Yeah.
Tell us about the system. I don't think we've discussed the system yet. So how did you find out about it, and then why did you decide to enter?
So I found out about it because I'm a bit of a Google maniac, and I was just Googling, because I was actually going to leave pageants after continents. I still wasn't feeling quite confident in myself, so I was actually going to leave, and instead I decided, no, you've got this message that you want to get across. You just got to find the right one.
Absolutely.
So I was Googling pageants, charity. Still couldn't find anything. Found on Facebook that somebody had entered Miss Charity, and I was like, well, that is just the perfect system for me.
Yeah.
And it would allow me to have the voice that I'm trying to create. And yeah, so kind of entered online on Facebook. It took me about a month to work up the courage to actually put my payment through.
Yeah.
And register. But yeah, then I did.
And you have a sister queen?
I do, Nakia. She is so lovely. She's such a sweetheart. But she's all the way in Perth, so we don't get to see each other very often.
Might as well be another country, huh?
Yes, it is like, I did the flight for crowning, and I did the flight there and the flight back within a 24-hour period. And I got back and I was like, wow, that was not a smart decision. But I had Clean Up Australia Day the next day. So
That's
of course
right.
I was volunteering
Yeah.
first thing in the morning. So I needed to be back. So my plane landed at 6 a.m. I was volunteering by 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've taken the red eye from Perth. I mean, that's not a completely pleasant experience.
It's not, and you don't quite get enough time to actually sleep either.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of get half-hour naps and then you wake up and...
So do you not get cranky or something? Like, what keeps you sane? I mean, you must need some time to just chill out every now and then. You are human, right?
Yeah,
That's not a charity robot with a tiara on her head that all the kids want to take photos of. What do you do to just relax?
To relax?
Yeah.
Okay, I enjoy painting miniatures with my partner. I find that really relaxing. So we paint little Warhammers and now I have a collection of little Star Wars ones because I found out there was Star Wars, which for me is super exciting. Yeah. Because I'm clearly a nerd.
I had no idea you were a nerd because before we got on camera you were talking about drifting.
Yeah.
Which is like polar opposite and you do both.
I do. I am a really random person and I love both Marvel and DC, which apparently is just...
You can't play both sides.
Well, see? Everyone says that. Well, I do. I do.
I will say, I don't mind.
I love Iron Man.
I love Batman, but I'm not a huge fan of where they've taken the movies.
Yeah, okay. I like the old ones though, but that's because I'm also like
Adam West.
Super freak about the no, not that old.
Not that one. The whole BAM.
But I'm a super freak about the musical composer, Danny Elfman.
I know. Yep.
He is amazing.
I think, no matter what you say about the movie, some of the composers they've had for both sides, it's completely off topic. Yeah. But I have their soundtracks a lot of the time playing in my car.
Yeah, because they're phenomenal.
It reminds you of the feeling.
Yeah.
Like that whole feeling.
Yeah.
The Danny Elfman, he does slightly darker, moodier music, right?
Yes, so I actually am a huge fan of Tim Burton films.
Right. Okay.
And Danny Elfman is usually the composer of those, which is probably why they work so well.
Those two go together.
Yeah, so I actually like really dark stuff. But
any other favourite composers? I've never got to talk to anyone about this.
Well, I also did ballet for a long time, so I quite like classical music. So if you want to get...
I played violin since I was 2.
Here we go. Okay, cool. So I would definitely say...
This is a really completely random conversation. I love it.
It is a bit random. I would say that I think Tchaikovsky, because of my ballet background, is absolute genius. Yeah. But I think Danny Elfman is like the modern day orchestral genius. You know, he just sees this stuff from I don't even know where, just like his inner dark soul.
I asked you what the toughest lesson you learned from pageantry was. The other question that I've been asking people recently, and it's a big one. What do you think the biggest issue facing young women in Australia today is?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Like, how do you pick? Like, which charity do you support?
Which issue
do you pick?
To be honest, I think that the biggest issue is just women's self-confidence in themselves. Or girls' confidence in themselves. So having a daughter, I kind of get to see firsthand what the younger generation are going through. Yeah. And it's hard. It is really hard for them, you know. They're expecting, everybody wants to be perfect. And I know that even we want to be perfect, but we kind of get to a point where we're like, well, this is me and I'm going to accept it. And because kids aren't at that point, it's getting harder and harder for them. And with the increase in domestic violence and stuff, and family violence, things are getting more dangerous for them too. So I think if I could do anything for young girls right now, it would just be to give them the confidence in themselves to be able to say no to things and to be able to just push forward for their own dreams and their own goals and not worry about the rest of the world. Yeah.
Do you think, I completely agree with you, because I think that's something that affects everything else.
Yes.
So there's some issues here that are very important, but if women and people in general as well were just to believe in themselves a bit more, a lot of the other issues would sort of take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Do you have any sort of observations, or have you noticed anything from why girls are struggling and women are struggling with self-confidence so much at the moment?
Oh, well, I think media is definitely the biggest issue, because we're constantly feeding them these incredible, unreal women.
Well, they're literally unreal. I mean, they're photoshopped.
Literally, yeah. You know, and even on Instagram, even I try to post my most beautiful shot, you know, until lately, because I volunteer at ridiculous hours sometimes. So sometimes they're just not nice. But because we're just constantly fed this lie of what women should be, children are kind of growing to believe that, and now I'm watching my daughter struggle with the fact that she doesn't feel like she's the perfect image, you know. So I think we've just got to come together and let everyone know that everybody is okay. And I know that we've got this great body confidence movement going on, but I think that that's also focusing a lot on just the curvier women, and it's not just them who are dealing with this. Like, I know quite a few girls who are getting bullied because their anxiety causes them to be quite thin. It's really hard.
I've seen a post, someone was body shamed on a train for being too skinny, and this random guy just said that she should eat a steak or something like that.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Well, I don't understand why anyone would think they have the right to just go up to a random stranger and tell them to
because some people are cruel. But we
some
don't
people
like
are naturally
those people.
skinny. Some people are naturally curvy. I think body confidence is about appreciating the body you have.
I
and
absolutely
then, of course,
agree.
you can work on it to improve it. But I mean, if you have a certain figure, like, I'm never going to be like Dwayne Johnson, you know, like that, no matter how much I try. So.
Well, that's like me. So I actually really tried to get involved in this body confidence movement, and people would actually shame me for the fact that
Because you're not one of us, you're skinny,
yeah,
you don't know what we're going
because
through.
I'm a bikini model, so I don't understand. Do you know what I mean? But it's totally not the case. Like, I'm having just the same sort of confidence issues as all of these other women, and we're all in this together. And the body confidence movement should be about all women, all people in general, you know, because it's not just women facing these confidence issues these days.
Well, I think it comes from what you said about self-confidence, because I think if you're really confident in yourself, you don't feel the need to bully everyone else.
Absolutely. Why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you?
So I think it's a side effect of that, which is why I think your answer is spot on in terms of building your own self-confidence and self-esteem to the point where you don't feel like you have to take a chunk out of anyone else.
Yes, absolutely.
So, before we get to the final 10 questions, can you give the lovely people watching your social details, the best ways to keep up with you?
Yeah, cool. If you want to follow my journey, then my Instagram is at Chantelle O'Donohoe, /Ms Charity AU. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, then it is at Chantelle O'Donohoe.
Okay. And I will subtitle that below if you're watching, so you don't need to figure out how to spell it.
Yeah.
And if you're listening in the podcast, I'll put the link below. The links will be below, so, or above, wherever it happens to be these days. It's hard to keep up. Okay. All right. Final 10 questions.
Yeah.
This is the pageant-esque side of it.
Here we go.
You ready? So 10 questions to finish up. Number 1, what is your favorite word?
Oh, unique? I don't know. I actually have no idea. That just popped into my head, so.
That's a good answer. I thought you were going to say duck. I thought you were looking over there going duck. Okay, number 2, what is your least favorite word?
It's a swear word.
Okay, well, let's just leave it at that one. Let our imaginations wander. Okay, number 3, what turns you on?
Ooh, kindness.
And what turns you
Genuine
off?
people. Turns me off. Ugh, evil people. No one likes an evil person.
Fair enough. Okay. Question 5. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, I actually really like the noise of a McDonald's straw when it's going through the lid and it makes that weird squeaky noise. Or, have you ever heard the sound of a woomera?
I thought that was a suburb. What's a woomera?
So it's like this thing that you swing around, and as you swing it, it makes this like woof 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 sound.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't realize it had a name. I thought it was just like a little toy.
Yeah, and it scares
for
all the
kids.
animals out. So that, no, it's an indigenous thing. So you scare all the animals out so they can go hunting.
A woomera.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow, I'll have to. What's it made out of?
Some kind of bark. You know,
okay.
everything's natural, so.
Right. No, I've seen a plastic kind of long stretchy tube that you can do.
Oh,
the
I love
same
those
with.
things even more. I swap my answer. I swap my answer to those. I swap my answer
The
to
long
these
plasticky
things.
things that don't have names. But
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, they're even cooler. They make like a.
So the McDonald's, just to go back, the McDonald's straw. Does it matter
Yeah.
what's in the cup, or you just love the sound?
No, I just like the straw on the lid.
So do you pull it out to do it again, or?
Well, you just go like that, and it's like squeaky. It's like. Clearly, I like squeaky noises. I don't know.
Question 6. What sound or noise do you hate?
Well, I don't like people burping.
As in, like, you just don't like it, or you really like have some sort of
No, I actually
phobia
think
of
it's
someone
really
burping?
gross. Well, I've got like, some weird phobias, but they all lead to like
burping?
eating
Oh, eating.
and stuff like that. So I feel like it's remnants of their old food. And
What are
don't
the other
like it.
phobias? Like loud chewing? Is that one of them?
no, I'm just like, I have a phobia of sauce. I'm not even kidding.
You mean on your food? I take it like if I bring out a bottle of tomato sauce, you're not going to run away.
Well, I won't touch it, but I've
Phobia of
learned
sauce.
not to run away.
That's fascinating. Is there a name for that?
There is, but I don't remember. But I googled it recently. I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm assuming it's not sauceophobia.
No, it's a weird name. But I thought that it was. I didn't think it would legit be a
Yeah, it is?
phobia, but it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool.
Question 7. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
Oh. I would like the power of. I'd probably say like travel, but I think more so persuasion.
Mind control.
Yeah. Well, not full mind control though, because that kind of scares me. I don't want that kind
Yeah.
of responsibility. But if I can just persuade you to do what I want you to do,
Mind control.
that's cool.
But for good, not for evil,
Yeah,
but
for good. Yeah.
Right.
Or even if, it's convenient for me to get on a flight or something, so be it.
Benevolent mind control. It's for the greater good.
That's right.
Okay. Question 8. If you could try any one occupation other than your own, what would you most like to attempt?
I did actually study it for a number of years because I was hoping to get into it, but it's a bit random. I want to be an Egyptian archaeologist.
That is very specific.
It is, but that is what I would love to do. But unfortunately, that's a far-fetched dream, even further than going for Miss Charity Australia, obviously.
Why an Egyptian archaeologist?
Egyptian history, I mean, I'm fascinated by ancient history and history in general.
Right.
But I think that Egyptian history has always kind of stuck with me as something that was, I don't know, so key to our growth as people. I mean, all of them were in a way, but I just liked their stories and the way that they thought about things. And I think that a lot of that has built where we are now.
I love how specific that is. Egyptian archaeology.
Yeah.
Just archaeology. Okay. Question
Well,
9.
most of it's been found, so that's a bummer.
Have to come up with another lost civilization. Question 9. What occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
I do not think that I would be a great chef because I'm scared of sauce, number one.
gonna say.
Most foods have sauces, and I'm actually scared of a number of foods, so it's definitely not something I could do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What foods are you scared of?
There's like a list if you really want me to get into it.
Well, just
If you want to know what I'm not scared of, that is much shorter.
okay. Because because through Chantelle put up something about volunteering with Starlight, wasn't it? The dinner.
Yes.
There are going to be a lot of foods there.
I'm good at dealing with other people now.
Okay.
So this is a real thing, by the way. So get involved with the Butterfly Foundation because they are all about it. But this is a real kind of eating disorder. And basically my brain will not allow me to go near certain foods. So instead I kind of eat cereals and bacon and eggs and burgers with meat only because I'm weird about sauces and things. Yeah.
Bacon and egg sounds good to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's some great stuff in there. Like I can eat basically any chocolate.
Okay. Life would suck if you were phobic of chocolate. Okay, final question.
Yeah.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I'm proud of you. I just want someone to be proud of me. At the end, once I finish everything that I want to achieve, I just hope that somebody is proud of me.
I'm sure there are people in your life right now who are proud of you, Chantelle.
I don't know. I keep a lot of my life quite hidden actually, so unless they're following me on social media, my family actually have no idea what I get up to on the weekend and how many charities I work with and...
Well, if you're watching this or listening to this and you are proud of Chantelle, let her know in the comments below. She would appreciate
Thank you.
it. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for braving the ducks
It's
and
a
the
beautiful
wind
park.
and the little children and the weird men with strange accents riding by on bicycles saying a beautiful lady. Thank you for all of that. And thank you for
My
watching.
pleasure.
And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.
Hey, it's Adrian. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, then make sure to subscribe by clicking here. If you'd like to watch some of our interviews right now, then click here. And also make sure to follow us on all our socials right here. Speak to you next time.